Anyways, so we're doing something a little bit different. We are trying out some videos where we're talking about kind of
deeper topics than just reviews.
Yeah.
I guess.
They're kind of vague, more ambiguous discussions on perfume and other things. So today we are discussing a topic.
Yeah, the topic of
the meaning of perfume.
We're not looking for the definition of perfume. I mean, The definition of perfume is obviously some sort of typical liquid alcohol base that you apply to your skin or clothing or to items to bring out a scent that is not naturally occurring on such person or such item. But that's not necessarily what we're looking for in regards to the meaning of perfume. I think kind of what the article talks about a little bit is what it means to you as a person, like what role perfume has in your life. And not even necessarily just perfume, but to some extent she also talks about smell and what smells do, what that means in her life. I feel that, so before meeting Wesh, I really didn't care about perfume or cologne or fragrances. I mean, it was a thing that I just was never really interested in, mostly because neither of my parents were, so I was never exposed to anything like that. But since you and I have gotten together, it was something that you were very much interested in, and by proxy I have become interested in, and it's a hobby that we're building together, and I feel like that's what perfume means to me at this point in my life, and I'm sure it'll mean something to me later. But right now, perfume means to me Sunday afternoons with coffee, driving around, going to the stores that we go to smell different things. It means, being excited for the mail to show up so we can smell a bunch of different stuff. Yeah, I mean, for me it's also really fun because Wesh gets really excited when we get new perfume in or new samples. And it's like, you get to open up Christmas anytime a package arrives, and it's great. It's great to watch. And it's a hobby that we're building together, and my grandmother is really excited at the idea that we have this channel and that we do fragrances together because, as a couple we're continuously growing and continuously learning new things and doing new things together, and this is one of them. It's something that we're developing on our own and making the H families.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Neither of my parents were really into perfume. My mom had some bottles of perfume that she had, but she wore them on special occasions, but that's kind of what it was like for. My
mom has Victoria's Secret smells. Does that count?
That counts.
Yes!
Because, my dad had Old Spice. That was it. As most people's old man has Old Spice. Old man, Old Spice.
Old man, Old Spice.
And that's kind of what I grew up with, is like, just, the old Home Alone. There it is. My dad's putting it on after he shaves. He's ready to go. And then it smelled for a minute and it disappeared. But, I guess in my mind, I never really, equated the smell with that. I was like, oh, that's something for face health, I guess. It's to help with, your skin or something.
After you shave.
Truly, that's what... I'm like, I don't know. I have no idea what he puts it on. But that was... My dad had a cologne, though. That was his... It was like a splash cologne. So he would do it like an aftershave, though. He'd, splash it on. He'd put it here. But to my mind, that was the same thing as going, yes, magnifico. It's the same deal. Mm. I don't know. I guess perfume had always been something that drew me in, but I didn't know it as perfume for the longest time. It just goes to show one of the many reasons I love perfume is that perfume is so invisible so many times that you experience it, Mm-hmm. It becomes something that it does create an atmosphere for you, and you're just not aware of it.
Yeah.
Until you start sinking down from the atmosphere it's created, you falling back in your own body and then being logical about it and trying to build blocks from there. But I guess so in that way I've kind of always loved it. I just never knew I loved it. if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
That's really what drew me in first and foremost is just the immediate love for that. And in art, that's always been like one of the things that really draws me into art works is like a complete atmosphere. So that's always been something for me that really drew me in. And now like that I have all these smells that are anchors to specific times, it's a completely different experience to like really, really just sit with that artwork. Mm-hmm. And you know, the more that I learn about other art forms, the more I love perfumery too. And perfumery kind of seems to me, if you think of an ideal school of art, like being able to compose an art form themselves that is exclusively like the mode of expression for that one group of artists, like Proust, I'm sure would have been like a purveyor of perfume, because look at that, Proust, purveyor, perfume. Anyways, alliteration aside, I think that's kind of what it is to me in a large context, and then once I start to think about it, I love it even more, because I think that a lot of the things that frustrate me about modern art forms being perverted by a lot of these
ideologies.
Yeah, a lot of these ideologies, a lot of these political motivations to like undercut people's ability to appreciate that art by like reading a lot of ridiculous nonsense into it, so that you have to have a major discussion in there in order to justify your own appreciation. Well, you don't, but you know what I mean, of an artwork. It's just it's very silly. And I think even in this article here, there's the meaning of perfume at what is this? NowSmellThisPerfume.com. She's saying that one of her activist friends had said that perfumery was bondage for women, because like women would spray it to smell nice for men. And it's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just silly. Like,
yeah.
An argument like that can be formed and it just gets laughed at. Like, it's like, there's another one of my favorite critical writers on perfume. He like writes massive essays on perfumery. Once described an amouage fragrance as being like racistly contrived as far as like Indian perfumery went, and I like, that's comical. I don't know. I mean, I guess in some ways you can kind of be like, is it right or wrong to be spending this much money on perfume when people are hungry out in the world or something? But that's a different critique to be made. That's not a critique of the artwork itself. That's a critique of consumer culture,
which is
more large,
a whole different topic.
A whole different topic, but I think,
well,
yeah.
So I guess something I was thinking about kind of while you were talking was,
yeah,
growing up, you know, I'd see lots of commercials for perfume, right? I mean, it's we don't have television anymore, but when I did have television, it's a fairly common commercial, especially around Christmas and Valentine's Day. You see lots of perfume and cologne type of commercials. And growing up as a kid, I always just thought that was like something rich people did and rich people had. And I mean, we are, I would say, comfortably well off. I mean, we have enough to make ends meet. We have enough to buy perfume, obviously. And I mean, it's not like we're bathing in singles in a bathtub. But when you see all the celebrities in the commercials and just how elegant they look, they're going to these balls, they're coming out in these like high-class cars, and like, I never ever thought I would have ever been able to afford anything like that. Or if I did, I would have thought it was cheating the system. I'm like, why is someone like me wearing something like this? Like, what would I do with it? I would never have any occasion to wear it. I would wear it to prom. I mean, at that point, right? You know, prom is the big fancy thing. You know, you wear it to prom, and that's about it. Like, you would have no other reason to wear it. And I think I probably would have stayed that way if I didn't meet you, TBH. Like, because that's what the media, in a lot of ways, tries to sell you, is that in order to be rich, in order to be high class, in order to be sophisticated, you have to be wearing perfume and cologne.
Yeah, see, and the beautiful thing is I never even thought of it that way because I didn't watch TV growing up, really. Like, and if I did, it was pre-recorded episodes, so I never watched commercials ever growing up. Like, truly, never ever. People would like reference commercials, and I'd be like,
"What's up? What's up?"
Yeah, and see, I never saw that on TV. The only reason I knew that is because people did that, and then I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" You know, that's literally the only reason I know anything like that. But so for me, like the first perfume that I smelled that really got me into perfume was Lalique's Encre Noir. And so when I smelled that, like sophisticated, elegant, refined, none of those things came to mind. I was like, this is dirty and it's great. And I smelled it during like a mastering session for a record I was working on. And so to me it was something that was just completely, it was right with the atmosphere that we were trying to create, and it just felt very much like, yeah, this is dark, this is brutal, this is cool. And so to me, with the perfumery, it was totally, and when I smelled it and I talked to my buddy, he said he got it for like $30. So for me, like high-end luxury, these things never even came into my mind. Like I was just like, this is cool. I wasn't even thinking about wearing it either, was the other thing. I was thinking it entirely for my olfactive like pleasure. I was just like, this is neat. I could have this sitting in my house and I could smell this whenever I want. This is awesome. You know? Like, I was like, for $30, I can smell this all day. Cool. So...
I mean, some people pay just as much for candles. I mean...
See, that's the thing. That's very much the thing.
Like Yankee Candle. And their candles are, like, the big ones are pretty expensive.
For sure. And I would say, I started very slow into perfume. I would say this is probably year 2
That's my guess.
that I've been doing this. And the first year, I probably would say I very little wore perfume. I'd say the first half of the year I didn't wear it at all. I just bought a bunch and just smelled it. Yeah, I'd pop the cap off and just be smelling it while I was doing other things. And so to me, it always was about like art. That was always what it was about to me. And then now that I've been wearing things a lot more, I think the art has just increased. Like how like temporally based it is. Yeah, how much it feels like a Zen mindful practice to be always anchored to the moment, to be like reflecting on things much more. How much it feels you have to be mindful of your surroundings and mindful to minute details, and how soon it shall be gone. And even if you like take care of it properly, there's still a foul chance that it shall disappear forever. So to me, the art has just increased tenfold, and the fact that your biology plays into it too is just remarkable.
That is cool. For me, like as a biochemist, the chemistry and biology behind perfume is really neat, and it's something that I'm looking forward to exploring a lot more. The art doesn't necessarily appeal to me. I can appreciate it, but I don't necessarily have the love for the art as Wesh does.
So I think it means a lot to us, is what we're saying.
Yeah, pretty much. And we're looking forward to exploring what the meaning of perfume is to us, in a year from now, or, but it's
a topic to re-explore, for sure.
But if you watch this, which we hope you do, feel free to give us kind of what you feel the meaning of perfume is to you.
Tell us. Yeah.
Below.
Now.
Please.
Now.
Bye.
Ooh, put it down. Put it down. Whoa. Mean Girls. That's us.